Hey DJ, you wanted a video on transfers, so here we go. We'll look at some of the basic ones. Starting without a ball, you've got a knife edge to knife edge transfer, which is probably the simplest one you can do. Heel of palm to heel of palm, back to back, and then of course there's cradle to palm or palm to cradle. So they're the basic transfers, and they're just simple ways cool looking ways to move the ball from one side of your body or one arm to the other. So just to show you again, this is a basic knife edge to knife edge transfer. Heel to palm is going to look kind of like this, and back to back, a little trickier. We'll go over the details in a minute. It'll look kind of like this, and cradle to palm, palm to cradle. They're the different ways you can transfer the hand. So we'll start with the knife edge to knife edge, okay? Doing your butterfly in probably in your dominant hand. What you're going to do is, as it reaches the outswing, you're going to bring your palms together, touch the knife edges, and you're almost going to do sort of a finger roll. This is a finger roll. You're not going to isolate the ball, but you're going to let it sort of roll with the motion of your fingers into the palm of the other hand, and then you're going to keep the momentum of the ball going over into the butterfly on the other hand. Okay, so butterfly, knife edge to knife edge, into the butterfly on the other hand. Heel to heel of your palms looks kind of similar, but more advanced contact jugglers tend to do it because it looks a little bit cooler. Same thing. On the outswing of your butterfly, you're going to bring the heels of your palms together, let the ball transfer over, and let the momentum keep it going in the other arm. So that's going to kind of look just like that. As always, practice in both directions. Okay, and a good thing to practice with that is to not let the other arm be what they call a dead arm. So don't just let it dangle by your side. Bring it into the pattern as you're doing your butterfly, and then at any time you want, you can sort of do transfers and things. Sorry, this goes with a back-to-back transfer, my bad, but we'll look at a back-to-back right now. Okay, back-to-back. One some people have a little trickiness with. You're going to cross your hands over at the wrist joint. Basically, the ball is always going to move from the back hand to the front hand, and this is so that you don't obscure the ball with your arm. In contact juggling, it's important to keep the ball visible to the audience at all times. Okay, so ball will roll from the back hand to the front hand across the channel that's made between your two arms, and then you'll move the backhand under and you can cross it back, and you want to practice this movement because you can keep going backwards and forwards like it. So just to show you, backhand to the front hand, hand always goes under, and that's your back-to-back transfers. It's cradle to cradle. Okay, so with the palm to palm is just if your butterfly is going in the same direction, you can pass it off. Cradle to palm. Or you can do that backwards. Okay, and there's some cool tricks you can do with these transfers that you've probably seen before. You've probably seen what they call a walking half pipe, which is basically a palm to cradle transfer, followed immediately by a back-to-back transfer, followed immediately by a cradle to palm transfer. And if you practice that, get it going, this is your walk. Okay? You've also probably seen what people call, I think some people call it round the world or circles. And that is where the ball is doing a back-to-back transfer followed by a palm heel to heel transfer. Just one after the other, making these cool little circles. Both directions. Okay, so there are tricks you can do that are created entirely from transfers. But yeah, practice them, that should give you plenty to go on for a while. So have fun. Okay.